Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for Monday, the 12th of July, 2021. Hope you're doing well. I've got a live show, live 3 times a week, live here on YouTube, live. I'm saying live. I'd love to see you in there. And if you want a private reading from me, they are available from my website, BeHealing.com, in limited supply. What have we got here? We've got leave behind what will no longer serve you. Leave behind what is no longer you. Oh. Read. Leave behind what is no longer you and threefold protection. Protect yourself. Leave behind what is no longer you and protect yourself. Leave something behind. Protect yourself. Put yourself first. Oh no, what's happening today? For us to need to do that. Of course, there's all kinds of people out there, and unfortunately, there are a lot of messed up people on this planet with all kinds of wounds and unhealed and yeah, we've got to protect ourselves. We've got to know that and protect ourselves. And I don't know how it's ever going to change. I used to have higher hopes, and the more I know just about the extent of what a mess we're in, the more I think, well, I can just do it for myself and help you guys that are watching me. And it's a tiny fraction. And of course, other teachers too. I'm not saying it's just me doing it, but we're still a tiny fraction. How will that ever change something? I don't know. We need to just hope that it will, right? But I certainly know that there's no fixing anyone else. We've got tending the garden here in curiosity. So be curious about it and keep on tending the garden. Now, what I'm keep on getting from this lately, tending the garden, looking after our environment, it's us. We're the environment that we need to look after. The tending the garden. It's not about things outside of ourselves. It's about us. Got to keep on know thyself, accept thyself, love thyself, and do all that healing work and tend to your own garden. And then be curious about what's possible, I guess. Put that one there. Let's see what else is in the energies today. But you do have to protect yourself, You've got to empower yourself and have boundaries, have strong boundaries as well. Otherwise, the world's going to knock you around because there are a lot of messed up people out there wanting to put that on someone, wanting someone to fill them up. Don't be that person. You don't have to be. Sort yourself out instead. Self first. Otherwise, it's wasted energy, unfortunately. What else? Four of Cups. Is this what it is? Is this what it is? I'm feeling a kind of a weight of the world on my shoulders kind of an energy now. When something just seems, the problem seems too big, too overwhelming, that you're like, what can I do? Well, what can you do? You can just tend to your own garden and protect yourself and be curious. In other words, heal yourself and then be curious as to where this will all go in the bigger picture. I mean, with other people, there's no point in focusing on other people really, because we can't do anything about that, and when we focus on things that we have no control over, it just stresses us out and it makes us feel inept, overwhelmed, because there's nothing we can do about it. There is something we can do about ourselves and our own lives though, and so the more we focus on ourselves in a good way, not in a narcissistic way, in a good way, not in a totally selfish F everyone else kind of way, but in a healing ourselves and knowing ourselves and improving ourselves and feeling better, improving our lives, and to be curious about what effect that has on other people, but don't do it to have an effect on other people, you know what I mean? Otherwise you're still in that overwhelmed place. Ace of Pentacles, golden opportunity for something here, and the Magician creating something too. So Four of Cups, why we got the Four of Cups here? Why weight of the world on your shoulders? Like, what's the point? What's the point? That's what I'm feeling from her today. Sometimes I'm bored, or is this all there is? Today I'm getting that. What's the point? What is the point Too much to do. We've got too far to go. Why even bother? Four of Cups. Tell us about this Four of Cups. Why should we bother? Well, for ourselves, for one, to feel better now. Nightmare, Night of Inspiration. So yeah, there's one way of looking at things that will be a nightmare for us, that will cause us anxiety, sleepless nights, and that's that whole weight of the world on the shoulders. There's no fixing this because it's them that needs fixing and not me. Well, it's not true, because you can fix yourself and have a happy life. You can. You just maybe not can't have a happy life with that person that's not happy, unless they're doing the same thing for themselves. Well, they probably aren't if they're not happy. So the Night of Inspiration, this is like your truth, the truth of you, and moving forward with that on you, because you're worth it. You're worth it. Don't do it for anyone else. You're worth it. I mean, don't put someone on a pedestal ahead of you, kind of thing, and how they feel isn't more worthy of how you feel. So grounding, ground yourself in. Let it be okay too for your life to be yours and for it to be about you. Like I said, not in a grandiose, narcissistic kind of way, like F everyone else, but in a, I want to feel better, I want to sort myself out, I want to feel safe and secure and have loving connections with people and feel fulfilled in what it is that I do, and all of that, it makes a difference. It does make a difference. Yes, not individually on an individual. I mean, you can't look at it in a logical human point of view and see that it makes a difference for other people. But you can look at it from an energetic point of view. If you've got a bowl full of unhappy people and one of them gets happy, what do you think is going to happen? The energy of that bowl full of people is going to change. And it might just spread, 100 monkey effect. So the more of us that do that, maybe change can happen. So maybe there is a point to it all. Ace of Pentacles, awakening. It's an opportunity for an awakening here. Not an opportunity for you to make it about everyone else and awakening everyone else and awakening the world. It's an opportunity for you to be awakened to something new. Always go for your own awakening. You can't do it for anyone else. And you can't push people into awakenings either. As soon as you step away from them, they won't be in that. They might go along with you, kind of talking about it while you're with them, but they'll go right back to where they were when you leave them. So you can't do it for anyone else. You have to let them come across their awakenings in their own way. It tends to happen through crashes. But instead, you've got an opportunity now for an awakening in you. A golden opportunity, no less. What's behind that is letting go, and past, present, and future. Letting go. So something that you've been doing, a way that you've been approaching things in the past and present, for a different future for yourself, you need to let go of that and have like a new approach. So it's a golden opportunity to have that awakening, having an aha. Oh, it's not my responsibility to fix everyone else. I'm not here to save the world. Oh, really? I'm worthy just by myself to be here and have a nice life? Ah, well, there's a concept. The Magician, then what we manifest in then? What are we manifesting then? Ooh, the Magician and the High Priestess. Nice. Nice combination. Well, what are we manifesting then? Your intuition will tell you what. That's what. Your intuition will tell you. I can't tell you. Your intuition will know. What are you manifesting next? You tell me in the comments below. You know what you're manifesting next, is what that is saying. So many levels of awakening, Some people talk about it like there's just one spiritual awakening. Ooh, anger. Interesting. Something to do with the awakening here and anger. So what makes you angry? We tend to get angry about stuff we can't change, right? Stuff that other people are doing that we can't change. But it's just such a waste of energy because we can't change that. It's them that's doing it. And there's no point. If we're not doing it, it shouldn't be it's not ours to change, so it shouldn't be our focus. You know what I mean? Anger. Something's making you angry. What's making you angry? Plenty of things to make you angry here in the world, but if you focus on them. But if you're pouring your energy into that, then that's not a very good place to pour it. It feels to me like this is an awakening today to get focused on yourself and something good, and then protect yourself from that other stuff. In other words, protect yourself from where your mind's going all the time, especially if you're focused on the stuff that's making you angry that everyone else is doing. If everyone else, or like a lot of people are making a certain choice and it makes you angry, why focus on that? Are you making that same choice as them? No. Well, then why are you bothered about what they're choosing? Don't focus on stuff that makes you angry that other people are doing. That'll be what's keeping you in this weight of the world on your shoulders. You can't change them or what they're doing. You don't have to. It's not your place to do that. It's their place to do that. And you've got to remember this planet, from a spiritual perspective, is a place to learn. It's a place for us to learn. And so we need to have all kinds of experiences here to learn those things. It needs to be full of challenge for us to learn. So from that respect, there's nothing wrong, and there needs to be always that balance for it to be a school. What's going on in our love lives? Honeymoon. Okay. You're on honeymoon. Is that right? So our love life is going well, apparently. Tell us more about this honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, it says. What do you need to release and adjustments are required? There's changes that are made. Changes that need to be made, I guess, to have this honeymoon energy, to feel good in relationships together. What do you need to release and adjustments are required? Okay, so if everything that I've been saying here has been about relationships, and you're getting angry because of a partner and what they're choosing, waiting for them to change. Today's a day of awakening from that, because you can't change them. Got discernment out here as well. Discernment says you're developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Your truth from illusion. What is your place here, and what are you here to do? It really is for your life. It took me a while to get back, because I thought, well, but I've got these skills, and so I should be showing. It must be for everyone else and not for me. No, it's for me. I had to heal myself first. And I used to do it like in a very codependent way. I used to run my business in a very codependent way, putting everyone else first. It wasn't sustainable. Didn't work like that way, in fact. Didn't even work that way. Acts, breakup, separation, stop the pattern. Stop the pattern, silent treatment. Honeymoon and silent treatment doesn't really go together, does it? I don't get it. I don't get the energies, the romantic energies. Adjustments are required. What do you need to release? It could be running hot and cold. Like this could be saying it could be like an up and down day in relationship. For those of you that have got one, good on you if you do. Tell us more about today. Earth magic. That's like the magician energy again. Magician on earth magic. It's a bit of a magical day today. A bit of a magical and awakening day today. On a personal level. Gotta love some magic. Forgiveness. Patience. Forgiveness. Oh, and loneliness. Loneliness was hiding. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. It could be a day of like giving up, of surrendering, of realizing, of waking up to it. Their stuff isn't my concern, and that's why I'm feeling overwhelmed. That's why I'm feeling burdened, and that's why it's just so impossible. I'm like banging my head against a wall. Loneliness, might make you feel lonely then, because then it's like you're detaching from everyone, and isn't that loneliness? When you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits finally come for true connection. You know, this is what I'm learning is connection's very different than socializing. Socializing is in my personal experience anyways, being a kind of like disconnection. It's been like a poor substitute for connection. It's been a lot of people who've got a hole inside of themselves all getting together to try and fill that hole, but never really getting there and feeling worse after it. Connection feels very different than that, and it's more subtle, and it doesn't take as much time and energy. Oh, it doesn't take anywhere near as much energy, in fact. But to get there, you need to go through, not loneliness, but you need to go through alone time, which might make you feel lonely at first, and then you might start loving it, absolutely loving it and reveling in it, and it being awesome. But you'll have to have patience on that trip because it takes a while. It does. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. It might not be your problem in the first place. Know what's your problem and what's not. If it's not happening to you, if it's happening to someone else, if someone else is doing it, it's not your problem and you can't fix it. May I let this be for now? Let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in. And let it go. Let it go off your shoulders. Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Often change soon follows. Absolutely. If you want to know what these decks are, I'll put them in order that I use them in the description box of this video, along with links as well. They are thingy links, you know, where I get a little bit of the money that you spend, whatever those are called. And so yeah, thank you for that if you do that online. It's not very much, but it buys me a Kindle book every now and then. You've got victory with some endeavor here. There will be victory. You'll succeed in this once you stop trying to do the stuff that you can't succeed in because it's not yours. You've got great happiness with the harp and compliments for an admirer. So there is kind of romantic stuff. There's romantic stuff going on today. Okay, I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag. I'm going to pull one of them out shortly. So think of a yes or no answer question. If I pull out the red one, it means no, don't do it. If I pull out the green one, it means yay, go for it. Think of that question while I get out some more cards. So how best to deal with these energies today? How best can we deal with these energies today? Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Even if you're the most aware person in the room, it still doesn't make everything your responsibility. And if you find that you're the black sheep and you're scapegoated a lot, people blaming you for stuff, it's because you take too much responsibility for other people. Of course, if you want to take responsibility for me, I will hand it to you and I'll blame you when you can't do it, when you can't take responsibility because it was mine all along. So if you find that you've been scapegoated, could be that. King of Swords, cutting things out. King of Swords gets clarity as well. So it's a day of gaining clarity, gaining some clarity about yourself, awakening to yourself. And the Nine of Swords, conflict and anguish. There it is again. Two lots of the Nine of Swords out today. Stop doing it to yourself. You're doing something to yourself that's causing this pain. It's not yours. We've got enough problems ourselves to deal with in ourselves without taking on the rest of the world's problems. So focus on yourself because there's no end of stuff that we can deal with in ourselves and that's actually useful and that we can actually do. So stay in your own lane. Think of a yes or no answer question. Pause video if you're not ready. Your answer is yes. It's the green light. Go for it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click that like button and click that subscription button along with that notification bell. Have the best day ever, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.